Okay, so hi, good morning or good evening to those of you who joined us. Thank you for joining us today for our final session of our Esploro Analytics webinar. And today we will cover the Esploro subject areas in out-of-the-box reports and dashboards. I'm Naama Shamir Kainan. I'm the product manager in Esploro, responsible for the analytics, portal, and profiles interfaces. And with me today is Yoel Kortik, Ex Libris senior librarian, who will just participate in today's session and help us with questions that will come up. Please note that you're all on mute. This is to enable us to record the session without any interferences, so we can later upload this to the Knowledge Center, but you can at any point ask questions in our chat or Q&A boxes, so feel free to use those. And this session is intended for all the different analytics users. And let us start. So as the agenda for today, we will start with the target audience, explain a little bit about the difference between a report and a dashboard. I'll cover several Esploro Analytics subject areas. I'm not going to explain about all of them, but I will touch on several major ones or ones that we get frequent questions about. I will explain how to access the Esploro out-of-the-box reports and dashboards, how you can modify and save these out-of-the-box reports and dashboards to adjust to your own needs, and we will talk about future sessions. So as I mentioned, this session is intended for all analytics users, administrators who can create, edit, delete analytics objects and data visualization objects, analytics designers who can create the actual analysis, the reports, and the data visualization workbooks, and also analytics consumers, any Esploro staff or additional internal or external users that can access and view these analysis reports and data visualization workbooks and dashboards. Okay, so what's the difference between a report and a dashboard? A report is usually one analysis from one subject area. A dashboard can display several analyses, so it can be several reports or several visualizations that are grouped together. We have two different interfaces. We have the analytics interface, where if we create a report, it will be called an analysis. And we have the data visualization interface that if we create a report, it will be called a workbook. And I will show you in a moment in the system, but you can notice there are different icons. Now, the folder structure and also the subject areas, but the folder structure is the same whether you open it in the analytics interface or the data visualization interface. And some reports were built and will open in the analytics interface, some in the data visualization, but it doesn't matter where you're coming from. So I will show this in a moment. And a dashboard is in the analytics interface, it's an aggregated view of individual reports. So you create the individual analysis or analyses or reports, and then you select them into the one dashboard. In the data visualization, this is a standalone entity that you can hold, that can hold several visualizations and canvases, several pages. So you don't have to first create the reports and then aggregate them. You can work directly on the dashboard. Let's take a look at how it looks in the system. So now I will log into first the analytics interface. Okay, and you can see that here, I will explain later how to get to the shared folders, but for example, if I'm opening my folders, so you can see I have a variety of icons here, and the icons, the different icons are indicators of what kind of report or dashboard I'm opening. So for example, the first one, this is a dashboard that will open in the analytics interface. The second one is a report or an analysis that will open in the analytics interface, and you can see this icon. But the other type of icon means that this will open in the data visualization. And notice that when I'm in this interface, I don't see a difference between whether it's a workbook or a dashboard, but I know that it will open in the data visualization interface. So yeah, you can see here I have a list of data visualization dashboards. We've moved them to a separate folder to highlight them. And you can see here again, the icon means that this will open in data visualization. And these are what we call DV dashboards. You can also see the abbreviation, how we name these dashboards. Now let's take a look how it looks in the data visualization interface. So this is a report, but if I'm in the folder structure, again, I can see a variety of icons. So this icon means that this is a workbook and it will open in the data visualization interface. This icon means that it's an analysis, a report that will open in the analytics interface. This icon is for a dashboard in the data visualization. And let's take a look how the DVs of analysis looks. Also this sort of box. So these dashboards will open in the analytics interface, and we have the DV dashboards that will open in this data visualization interface. So a little bit about the difference between the different icons. And again, you can navigate from any interface. It doesn't matter where you started from. You can click on a link and it will open. But just to understand the difference of what you're seeing. Okay, I'll return now quickly to the presentation. Okay. So now I'm going to dive a little bit into the different subject areas. A subject area, so data and analytics in general is organized into subject areas, and subject areas contain folders for measures, attributes, and hierarchical columns. In Esploro, our subject areas are organized around what we call entities or around different types of data, different subjects. So for example, we have the research assets, we have the researchers, we have grants. Each one of these are their own subject area. Within a subject area, we have different fields that are divided into measures. Measures is a list of data values that can change or can be counted or aggregated in some way. They're usually numbers. And details or attributes contain descriptive attributes. It's typically text fields, or it can display numbers, but numbers that don't behave like numbers. You can't aggregate them. You can't add them up. They will just display as a single number. So that's a little bit of the difference. And sometimes you will see it's a similar field, but notice that sometimes it will act as a measure, meaning that you can aggregate it, but sometimes it will act as an attribute. So you will only see the number and you can't add them up. There are workarounds to sometimes count fields that are defined as details or attributes, but we're not going to get into that at this point. Usually we have the measures folder on top and the attributes folder at the bottom. So let's take a look at how it looks. I will just open one of the subject areas here. Okay, so let's just open a subject area. I can create a new workbook. I go to subject areas, and I can also search for Esploro just to see the ones that are relevant. If you're using more than one product or you have permissions to see more than one product, you'll probably see additional subject areas. If you're only using Esploro, then you will only see these subject areas. So let's start with research assets, for example. Okay, so what we see here on the left, these are the lists of fields that are available for the analysis. And you can see here on top are the measures. And in the data visualization, there's also a difference you can see a little indicator saying if this is a measure or a detail. So for asset measures, for example, you can count number of assets with files, number of deposits. And of course, if you drag this to the workbook and you filter with different cross sections, it will only show the relevant ones. When I'm looking into details, so for example, let's open the first folder. So here you see it's marked with an A, meaning this is an attribute. And you can see that the fields are usually textual fields. So a title, author list, type, a lot of different fields are available here. So this is a little bit of the difference between a measure and a detail, and I will cover more specifically the research assets in a moment. I just want to quickly show you if we are in the analytics interface, and let's say we're opening a new analysis. Again, I will select, maybe now let's select a different subject area. Okay, let's go with researchers. Okay, so the structure, the subject areas that are available are the same in whichever interface you select. The list of measures and details are the same. It's just they have slightly different visual icons. So again, we have the measures here on top. And here you can see this ruler. A ruler indicates that this is a measure, and also the name, it's indicative. So number of researchers, number of assets, something that we can count, that we can aggregate. And the researcher details, it's marked with this little table. And here we have topics, we have whether this researcher is affiliated or non-affiliated, these type of details or attributes. So this is how it looks in the analytics interface versus the data visualization interface. Okay, so Esploro has 10 subject areas. And here you can see we have 3 subject areas that are around the assets. So Esploro research assets, assets usage, and assets consolidation, which I will explain in a moment. Then we have subject areas around the additional entities. So we have the researchers, the grants, projects, activities, and media mentions. These entities are available for Esploro advanced users. So if you're an Esploro standard customer, you'll probably not see these subject areas, or they will be empty. And then we have some special subject areas, which is the internal collaboration analysis and smart harvesting. And in today's session, I will explain around these 3, the assets subject areas and the internal collaboration analysis. I'm not going to go in depth with the other subject areas. And you can see here this presentation, I uploaded it to the Knowledge Center, so it's available to you. And I've linked different documentation pages for each of the relevant sections. So if you click, you can get to a list of all of our subject areas, and each subject areas, there's a detailed list of all of the available measures and attributes for each of the subject areas. So you can explore either within the system, or if you want an explanation on one of the fields, then you can use our documentation. Okay, so let's start with our research assets. Okay, so the data in the research assets subject area, we essentially have all the details that are relevant for assets. So any metadata, all the fields that display, fields that were configured not to display, but we have content for. So full detail, different identifiers, dates, creators and contributors, topics, your local fields, relations of assets. So the assets that are related to the specific assets, grants that are related to this asset. And also different sections for files related to the assets, the deposit information. So not just what displays the final approved asset, but also the whole deposit process that was related to the specific asset. And also we have measures, different impact measures like time cited, and our new insights data for those of you who also have insights products. We can get the insights data in relation to the specific assets and display them here. Let's take a look at how it looks in the system. So we will get back here to here we already opened the research assets. So here at the top, you see the list of measures, the different numbers, counters that we created. There's also ways to create new counters, but again, these are more developed skills that we're not going to go into detail at this point. And you can see here at the bottom, after the measures, there are a lot of different folders. So all of the other details and attributes are divided into separate folders. So for example, in the identifiers, you can see all the available identifiers that are related to this asset. There are folders with collection data, creators, affiliation, the academic unit, et cetera, different dates, all the available information. This is a very comprehensive subject area. And we always try to have everything available in the admin interface, also be available in analytics. If you find any gaps, you can always bring it to our attention or request that we add it to the subject area. I will say that there are some fields that there's a problem in adding them to analytics. So for example, the abstract field or heavy descriptive fields, there's an issue with bringing them into analytics. But we do have a field that just indicates if this asset has an abstract or doesn't have an abstract. If I scroll down here, you can see there are some separators, and the separators are indicating visually that now we're moving into a slightly different section of details. So here you can see the split with the insights data, and also it's divided into details and measures. Then we have everything related to the file, links, and the deposit process. So this is the structure of our Esploro Analytics subject area. Let me see quickly if there's any questions. Not at this point. Okay. For the Esploro subject area, we have two out-of-the-box dashboards. So we have the Research Assets dashboard that opens in the Analytics interface, and we have the Research Assets DV, the Data Visualization dashboard, that opens in the Data Visualization interface. And for example, in the research asset dashboard, as I mentioned earlier, it's comprised of different reports. So all of the different reports are available. You can also access and open only a specific report, or you can open the dashboard and flip through the different reports that are aggregated under this dashboard. This is indicated in our documentation center. So there's a list, a full list of the dashboards available, the reports that are under each dashboard, and that's a great tool to kind of quickly try and identify a report that is useful, that is something that you're looking, information that you need at this point, or that it's a good starting point to modify later. And we will explain how to do that. So some of the example reports that are under these dashboards or that are available are number of assets by category and type, assets by input method. As I mentioned, this looks at the assets from the system perspective, so the deposit or the input method, as mentioned here, but also from the portal perspective and what displays out to the public or to anyone who's looking at the portal. You can look at assets by an organization unit. You can look at assets by journal title, like a top 10 list, and also recently added assets. So these are the type of reports that are available. Our second subject area is the research assets usage. So this area is used to display not the full information of the asset, but how it was used, how it was accessed. And it's split into the research assets views and file views. And I wanted to explain briefly. So you can see here we have views and download measures for records. Records is the full asset. And we have views and downloads are counted as the same per file. So for a record, if I'm looking at the number of views of a record, this means how many times it was opened in the portal. Someone searched for something, it came up, or maybe searched in Google and clicked on it and got into the portal directly to the full asset page. So a view is counted. For the downloads, this is an indicator of how many times files were accessed. But when we're looking at the record level, it's a total of if any file was accessed, and it's counted as a single file per session. So this is not an aggregation or account for all the different files. This is just an indication if files were accessed for this record. If we're looking at the file, views or downloads are counted as the same. This is a counter compliant field. And you can look at the file level, so we can see if specific files were accessed, viewed, or downloaded. And this measure can be migrated also from legacy systems. We know that sometimes this causes a little bit of confusion because people expect that you will first open the record, then you will open specific files, but files, again, the usage could have been migrated, or there are direct ways to access files. So this is something that sometimes causes a confusion, and that's why I wanted to highlight this. And of course, there's more explanation in our documentation center. So let's take a look at the asset usage in the system. So if we want now to change, we were in the subject area, in the research asset subject area, and I want to change, I want to go to the research usage. I can just exit here. I don't need to save, I didn't do anything with this workbook. And now I will create a new workbook using the research assets usage. So let's look for usage. Okay, so for the assets usage, again, we see the measures folder on top. And you can see the split between the asset level and the file level. And this is an aggregatable field. So number of record views, if I want to see this per researcher, per academic unit, then I can sum up the different record views. And you can see here the difference between this will aggregate the number of the record views, the full page, what we call, and separately the file views. So you can select whichever one is interesting to you. And then again for the specific file level. And the different details or attributes folders that are available are, again, the full asset details, the identifiers. There's a lot of asset information. But notice that there's slightly less than in the research assets subject area, because this, again, is used more to analyze the usage. So usually there's a lot of metadata fields, or even yeah, there's a lot of fields that are not always necessary, but again, if there's a strong use case for it, we can always copy more fields into this subject area. And here again, there's the split when we're looking at the file level and the file detail. So here we will have file name, file display name, creation date, created by extension, and these type of this type of information. And we have the deposit details. So if we want to do an analysis based on the deposit status or a deposit date, then we have this available here. For the research assets usage subject area, we have, again, two dashboards available. One is a dashboard in the analytics interface. The second one is a dashboard in the data visualization interface. And some of the reports include assets accessed in the last 30 days, file views and downloads per file, top 10 popular assets, a number of files and views by location. This is something similar to the map that you have in the portal. So these are just examples, and again, there are additional ones available. Okay, research assets consolidation subject area. So this is a subject area that we get questions about. So we wanted to briefly explain. It's an aggregation of measures and details from four different subject areas: the research assets, researcher, grants, and projects. And the idea is to look at the links between the different entities, to look from a researcher aspect or from a grant, how it was related maybe to several assets, or a funder in relation to several assets. In the research assets subject area, we do have the author details, but it's the author details and their affiliation as it appeared on the asset. So if I have a researcher that has additional affiliations, that won't display in the research asset subject area, but it will display here. And again, if I want to look at a specific grant and how it's related to several assets, it will be easier to do this sort of analysis in this subject area. And also selecting specific user details. So for example, if I want a researcher type, or if I want some sort of subdivision that's available in my researcher subject area, now I can do this analysis in this consolidation subject area. And it was built because there is a possibility to drag more than one subject area into an analysis or into a workbook, but the data points don't always match. And this subject area was built in a way that the data should match correctly. So again, not all the fields from each of these different subject areas are available. If there are any requests or questions around fields that are not available and could be useful for you in this subject area, let us know. But not everything is possible to bring into the subject area. It depends on how the data is structured and how the connection points are made. So that's why it's a different subject area. Okay, and this subject area can be used to answer questions like what's the number of assets per grant? So again, it's looking from the grant perspective and assets, and not which grant was related to a specific asset. What kind of details we have to the related assets. There's more additional details for related assets. Who is the funder who contributed most to research outputs in a previous year, or filter assets by user type or additional affiliation. So these are the type of questions that we can do to use this research assets consolidation. And actually, we don't have an out-of-the-box report or dashboard for this subject area. It's rather new, and we felt that there's a lot of different use cases for this subject area. So we haven't created an out-of-the-box report, but we can always add this later on. Let's take a look at how it looks in the system. So here I'm still in usage. Let's go to the analytics interface today for this one. Okay, and I will create a new analysis. The research assets consolidation. Okay, so you can see here, again, it is split into the aggregated 4 different subject areas, the assets, the researcher, grants, and projects. And if we look, for example, within the asset measures here, actually the measures are quite similar to what we have in the research assets subject area. But if we look at the details, you'll see that most folders are available, most attributes are available, but not all of them. So this is just a type of example, and you know that you can always search for a specific field just by searching directly. You don't have to browse through the different folders. For the researcher, details that we have here, details and measures, we have the number of researchers, number of deposit affiliations, those type of measures, whether these are, we can count only for affiliated researchers or only non-affiliated researchers. And then we have the details folders. So there's the user details, which is very useful, which is not in the research assets subject area, and those type of things. So that is the consolidation. And the last subject area that I want to cover is here. Okay, our internal collaboration analysis subject area. So this subject area enables administrators to analyze and report on how affiliated researchers or units collaborate to produce research output. We have one dashboard, out-of-the-box dashboard available. It's called the Internal Collaboration Analysis Dashboard. And this dashboard allows you to look at strengths of collaborations for a specific researcher or unit. I will show this in a moment. You can see trends of interdisciplinary work between different units. You can find some gaps if you have researchers that you thought were collaborating or units that you want to encourage more collaboration between. And of course, you can filter this according to the different filters that are available in the dashboard. So let's take a look at how it looks. Okay, so first, this is the dashboard that I already opened, not this one. Reopen it. Okay, so I have here internal collaboration. And here you can see an example of what we meant by that you can have different visualizations, everything available in one dashboard. And if we zoom here into this section, so you can see an analysis. Let's find someone interesting. Where was it? Okay, this is an example. So we have, to not move. Okay, so we have Michael R. from radiology, and we have Eric B. Taylor. So there are 2 researchers, and they collaborated on 3 assets. So this is an example of how there are different measures, which I'll show in a moment, to count the number of collaborating researchers and the number of assets that were collaborated on. This entire subject area is based on an analysis of research assets. We plan to later at some point add more collaboration based on grants or projects and these sort of things. But here everything is based on research assets. ETDs are excluded from this analysis. So this is only based on an analysis of approved assets. And you can see, so there's a count of researchers collaborating and a count of assets that were collaborated on. One additional nice, this is actually a measure. You can count whether a collaboration was between different units. So you can see here, this orange section. It means that they have almost 20% of assets where researchers are from two different internal departments. We have slightly over 10% of researchers that have collaborated within their own department. So within means that it's either one or more of the researchers are only from a single department. And then we have a mix within and between units. So if we have several researchers from one department and one additional researcher from another department or more, then it will be colored with this section. If we're going, we can take a look at so this is the dashboard, and you can see here there's an additional canvas available. So here you can take a look at the unit view, not based on specific researchers. You can also notice on the top, we have different filters. So if you want to look only at a specific unit, it will filter the results only for that specific unit. But this graph shows you the different units that have collaborated. It's organized from most collaborations to the fewest collaborations, or at least these are the top 20, I think. And you can see again the split between whether the collaborations were only internal, only between units, or both. So this is a nice analysis. If we go to the subject area, so I will select a new subject area, the consolidation subject area. I want to show you the different measures and details that are available. Okay. And again, as I mentioned, this subject area is based on approved assets. ETDs are excluded, and we're counting only affiliated researchers and internal organizational units. We are planning on adding an external analysis based on, it will be on an organizational level, and you can see the collaboration between the institution and other institutions, but that's to come. It's not the subject area that's currently available. Okay, so for the internal collaborations, we can see the measures folder. And okay, this will open in a moment. And here we can see there are 3 measures. So you can count the number of researchers that collaborated. That's the first one. You can count the number of organizational units that collaborated and the number of assets that were collaborated on. So that's the different entities that we're counting. For the details, you can see we have the special details for this subject area. So these 2 details of whether a collaboration was within or between units based on researchers and based on the asset. So these are measures and details that are specific to this subject area. And then there are additional researcher details, asset details also also present in other subject areas. They are available here also for the analysis. Okay, let's take a look if there's any questions. Not at this point. Okay. So how can we access these out-of-the-box reports? There are several ways to access. One sec. Okay, we covered this. Okay, so there are several ways to access these out-of-the-box reports and dashboards. The first is using the analytics menu, and I will show this in a moment. And we have 3 different areas that you can access out-of-the-box reports. So the first is just plainly called out-of-the-box reports. If you click on this link, you will see a list of all the available out-of-the-box dashboards. Notice that it includes only dashboards and not reports in this link. Then we have the pinned objects. Pinned objects is a sort of quick link or personal reports and dashboards and objects that you want to save here for a quick view. And you can also select out-of-the-box reports and add them to your pinned objects. And then we have the analytics object list, where those who are analytics administrators or analytics, I think, yeah, analytics administrators can see this link, analytics users can't. But the analytics object list by default includes the list of the out-of-the-box dashboards and not reports, but you can add reports. So you can create a new analytics object, search for a specific report, add it. And then later it can be available for people to pin or for to see in the shared with me folder, for example. So let's take a look. I will now log into a system, and here I can see my analytics menu. Okay, so out of the box report, these are the pinned objects. You can see I have my favorites here. Then out of the box reports, I already opened it here. So you can see the list that opens. There are currently 14 dashboards available. You can see that there are different types. So I can tell if this will open in the analytics interface or the data visualization interface based on the type. And also you can see a preview, a nice preview. If we click on one of these reports, it opens in a side-by-side view. I have additional details here available. And it will take a moment to load, but it will also show you here a nice preview of the report. So sometimes if you just want to see a number, if you have a report that you can see clearly in this smaller space, then you can quickly take a look here in the preview. Notice that also for data visualization workbooks, you can also add these as a homepage dashboard. So when you log in, you can select a specific dashboard to appear. So, okay, and an additional way that we mentioned is to pin a report or a dashboard. So I can select this one. You can see that it's not indicated as a pinned object. One that I've already selected to be pinned, I can see this indication. And if I want to pin one of these out of the box reports, I click on the action menu and I request to pin to the analytics menu. So I selected the researcher DV, and now when I open, here, I can see my researcher DV pinned object here, and I can also reorder. Let's say I want to put this on top. So that's another way to access. When I go to the analytics object list, if I have the right roles, I can also see by default the out-of-the-box dashboards. And how can I tell these are out-of-the-box dashboards? There are several ways. So I can filter by the object created by. So I can tell that these were created by Exlibris staff, or I can filter by the DV because we've named most of them as DV dashboards. Or I can tell by the specific folder that it's saved in. So for example, anything that's saved under the Esploro folder is a shared out-of-the-box report. Anything that's saved under the institutional folder, so this is an example here. These are reports that are personal institutional report and not an out-of-the-box report. Okay, an additional way to access these reports. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of dashboards available here already by default, but not all the reports are available here. So how can I access these out-of-the-box reports? So let's go into, let's start with I want to start with the analytics interface. Okay. So in order to access the out-of-the-box reports, I go to, you can see here on the top, I have a permanent header with permanent links. And at any point, I can click on the catalog. I'm going to leave this analysis. I haven't done anything here, so nothing to save. Okay, so I can click on the catalog, and then here on the right, I will see all the available folders. Notice that it's split into my folders, which are for personal reports that I can create and only I can see, and shared folders. And shared folders are split into the Esploro folder, which is for out-of-the-box dashboards and reports, and the institutional folder, where you can save reports to share with other users within your institution. By the way, we are currently adding also a community folder. So you will also see an Esploro community folder coming up. And there you will be able to save reports and dashboards and share them with other customers. So you can save reports and dashboards there, and other customers will be able to open it with their and see the report, the same structure with their own data. So these are different ways to share reports. But now let's focus for a moment on the Esploro folder. So it's divided into 4 subfolders. Dashboards will open in the analytics interface. DV dashboards will open in the data visualization interface. And here we have the separate reports. And the reports are split by subject areas. So for example, for research assets, you can see here, let's click on it. I can see here a list of available reports, and I can open each of these reports individually. I don't have to open the dashboard in order to access them. And you can see there are a lot. So a lot of times when you're doing a specific analysis, I usually recommend to try and look through the list of out-of-the-box reports that are available and see the one that is closest to the analysis that you need to do, and then you can modify it. Okay, so this is the list, and the folder structure is exactly identical in the data visualization interface. So let's just take a quick look. When I'm in the data visualization interface, I will exit this workbook. Okay, and for a minute, go back. Okay, if this is what opened and I want to reach the catalog, you can see here, this time it's on the top left. We have the navigation menu here. When we open it, we can reach catalog. And catalog is split into my folder, the personal reports, and shared folders. For shared folders, again, you can see the same structure. So we have Esploro and we have the institutional folder. And within Esploro, we have the different subfolders for DV dashboards, reports, and analytics dashboards. So I can select a specific dashboard, and then again, it will open in the other interface. Okay. I think we covered the different folders. Okay, what happens if I want to modify an out-of-the-box report? So I will go through this quick explanation. Okay, so if we want to modify an out-of-the-box report, we first have to copy it into the institutional folder because there's no authorization to change anything from the out-of-the-box reports. Once we copy it, we can actually open the catalog. We see the specific report. We select copy, and then we can copy it to the institutional folder by pasting. And then it should be available to edit. And there's also some additional information here in the detailed presentation that Yoel created. It was created for Alma, but again, functionality of the analytics interface is the same. So you can follow these steps on how to copy and paste reports to your personal folders. Let's take a look. So we'll go to the analytics interface, and let's say I want to copy assets by top 20 assets by organization unit. Okay, so I click on, I am now under the out-of-the-box folder, and I want to copy this, this report. Click on more, I can do copy. And I will go to either my folders or the institutional folders. Let's select my folder at this point. And I can go here and paste here on the top. And I need to find where it was pasted, the top 21. Go. Paste. Okay, see, it already exists. I don't want to override. I just want to find it quickly. Here, it was pasted at the bottom. So now it is available, and I can open and edit this, this report. Okay, any questions? Okay, wait, I see there's a question, but I already covered something. Um, mm, 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 mm. In data visualization, I think it's the same. Let's try and do this together, and Yoel will help me if if I can't find it. But let's try. Let's find a report. Grants, for example. Okay, these are all analytics interface, but it doesn't matter. Let's take drill by researcher, for example. Let's see if the action menu here is the same. No. Yoel, can you help us if there is a quick way to do this, or maybe we need to open the report and then copy? I see Yoel's not here, but I will look into it if it's different somehow. Well, this opened in the analytics interface, so we can do the same by opening from the catalog. I will look into how to do this for the data visualization, and I will send you an update. Okay. So are there any additional questions? Okay, I don't see at this point. So this concludes our Esploro Analytics webinar. And we want to thank you all for joining us. And all the past sessions, all the additional materials that were presented in these webinars are available in the Knowledge Center. And you will see also after this webinar a very short survey, a 5-question survey about just in general if you felt this was um, the content was clear, if you felt it was relevant, and if there's any additional features or reports or needs that weren't addressed and you want to hear about, I'm starting to collect feedback in terms of what to plan next. So please feel free at any point. You can access this link as well. So you'll see it now after the survey, but this link is available also in the Knowledge Center. I'll also paste it now in the chat. And at any point you can use it. And once we've aggregated some requests, we can think of future sessions. And that's it. We want to thank University of Miami, who let us use their data for most of the sessions, not this one, but most of them. And that's it. And I want to thank Yoel, who was with us for most of the webinars, well, most of the sessions, and to thank you for joining us. So here's the link, and have a nice rest of your day. Bye bye.